Good evening. Yes, we could have managed it better, absolutely. But we mustn't forget that we were up against a very good team. Italy really quickened the tempo a great deal. It was a very important match for both sides. They knew that they only had one route. They had to win the game because it's a very tough group, and they really moved the ball quickly. It's a shame we weren't able to resist. As I said, it's not easy because they're a good side. But I think had we not conceded the second goal above all, then it would have been a good match for us. That's what we're thinking in terms of going on the counter-attack and trying to play the brand of football that we had in mind. Unfortunately, we weren't able to withstand Italy's attacks, and it was hard the first 25 minutes for us.
We can continue with the second row, please. Second row in the middle. And then next questions we will look. Yeah.
Mr. Lika from Kohayon, you seem a little bit worried after the match, after you have greeted the fans. Do you have anything in your mind that you think could have changed the formation, or would have done any sort of formation change that would have helped?
It looks like we have something with the translation in the Interprefy platform because we lost the signal also to other languages. Would it be possible maybe to translate with Fation, please?
Abbiamo visto che hai incontrato i tifosi, hai salutato i tifosi, adesso che ci pensi cosa potresti aver fatto in maniera diversa in questa partita?
Che c'entra i tifosi con partita?
No, abbiamo visto che
Chiedi.
eri un po' deluso dopo la partita quando hai incontrato i tifosi, cioè
Io?
Sì. Se ci ripensi adesso, cosa avresti fatto in maniera diversa in questa partita?
Ma guarda, sì, deluso per il risultato, è giusto. Io non posso
Look, I was disappointed for the result. I can't hide my feelings. When you prepare a match and you're up against a team like Italy, who are such a good side, we worked for 10 days straight to try and win this match, or at least get a draw. We were never working towards a defeat. But as head coach, of course, I need to go out there and I need to thank all of the Albanians that were here. It was incredible. We said 2 days ago that the entire stadium would be red. But outside, I saw so many proud Albanians to have a team here at the European Championship. They're proud, so too are we. It's a shame that we weren't able to equalize in the final minute, but these things happen. We need to understand what we need to do in our second match.
Thank you very much. Translation is back in the Interprefy as well. We continue. The gentleman on the right side, first row, please.
Hello, Sylvinho. Rodrigo Lois here from Brazil. I would like to have your evaluation of the match and what can we expect from Albania in the following games in the Euro.
Boa noite.
Good evening.
Io penso che noi abbiamo sofferto tantissimo nel primo 25 minuti.
I think we really struggled in the first 25 minutes.
Era una semplice la seconda volta che siamo qui in un europeo.
It wasn't easy. It's only the second time we've been at a European Championship. We have some very good young players, but it's not easy. And I said once that we need to play lots of competitions, a Euro and a World Cup, and get better. We have a good level, we have some excellent players. I think a number of you guys saw that, but unfortunately the first 25 minutes were very tough. Lest we forget, we were up against very strong opposition, who are one of the favourites to win the competition. They've got some top-class players. Unfortunately, we didn't play the first 25 minutes well, but we stayed in the game until the end. Right up until the last 2 minutes, we had that chance to equalise. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do so, but that's the way the game panned out. Italy are a good team and they have some excellent players.
Next question belongs to the gentleman in the middle, third row. As I remember, it's L'Equipe reporter. If I'm right, yes? Yes, please.
Am I introducing me? Okay. Je vais introduce L'Equipe, French. Don't you think that your team could have played higher and not less as we did in the first half? And maybe you could have made a draw if you play like in the second half and create the first surprise of the Euro.
Buonasera. La competizione è iniziato.
The competition has begun. We have 3 or 4 matches, right?
Non ti dico quale, ma io ti dico una squadra che ha affrontato di petto aperto 5.
I saw the team that's actually gone out eye to eye 5 times. I've seen that so far. It's not easy, but you need to actually take the game to the opposition. That's the way we prepared the match. We tried to be very aggressive on our opponents. We tried to stop Barella and Jorginho from playing, but we're talking about very high-class players, and they keep possession. It's not a case of I said to the team, drop off, play deep. It's the fact that they get the ball, they play passes, and of course we then need to drop off. If you try and go toe-to-toe with a team like this, they can score 5 or 6 goals against you in 45 minutes. That's the way I think. And I think we did a great job on that score. We were right up until the end. We were in the game. 2 minutes to go. I think you saw that Ray Manai opportunity. Don't worry about whether a team actually deserved it or not. It's a 90-minute match, and we might have been able to concede, and that might have been able to equalise, and that would have been a different scenario this evening.
Gentlemen on the 4th row from right side. Yes, and then we go to the left side of the room. Yes, you can be ready. No, sorry, you first. Yes, you raised your hand. Yes.
Sylvinho, vamos uma em português, na nossa língua.
Vou responder em português também.
Boa. Queria que você falasse sobre o hino nacional.
Portuguese
Tentei
is
te
not
observar,
offered
mas
in this
a
press
minha visão não
conference.
estava bloqueada, eu não consegui. Mas no final do hino, você pareceu muito emocionado, muito feliz com a atmosfera que estava aqui no estádio. Queria que você falasse, então, como que foi sentir o hino da Albânia numa abertura de Eurocopa e como você estava emocionado naquele momento.
Você está correto. Tu está correto. Tem uma trajetória, um histórico de 1 ano e meio trabalhando no país, morando no país. É a segunda vez que nós participamos de um torneio tão importante como esse. As pessoas precisam entender que tem um crescimento, que não é do dia para a noite que você entra em campo e joga contra quem você quiser, do jeito que você quiser e vai lá e ganha, ou vai ganhar o torneio. Não é assim. Tem um crescimento e uma margem e realmente eu tenho uma identificação muito grande com eles. Os atletas entenderam isso. Nós temos atletas em campo de 22, 23, 19 anos, muitos jogaram. Tem uma identificação com a federação, com o país, com as pessoas. Você está correto. Já tinha me falado que o estádio ia estar totalmente vermelho e realmente estava. Então, de uma forma, obviamente, controlada, mas sim, uma emoção muito bonita.
Dear colleagues, I don't know how is it in your sets, but I think once again a little bit we lost a little bit translation. So we apologize for this technical issue. If the question will be raised, the coach replies in his language. We can continue like this. Apologies. That's the start of the tournament. Left side, please, gentlemen in the white shirt. Your question is next.
Yeah, Huzaifa Hamza from Al Duetto. So since he entered, Ray Manai made few good runs in behind, and it was looking like he fits more for the style you were adapting during the game. So are you thinking about giving him more minutes in the coming game, or maybe play a bigger role?
Lui ha fatto bene.
He played well, but we mustn't forget that there are only 25 minutes remaining. We were working very hard, chasing after Italy for 65 minutes. It wasn't easy, but he's a good goal scorer. He's very good in front of goal, and he really made the most of it. And he had the impact that we imagined, but unfortunately the ball didn't go in. But it's now not the time to think about the next match. The Italy game is too fresh in my mind. I need to watch the match back, and I need to try and get everything in order ahead of the next game against Croatia.
Okay, we are back also in translation. Gentlemen in the 5th row who raised your hand, please. Your question is next.
Hi, Sylvinho. Nick Ames from The Guardian in London. Nice to see you. Having seen your team today and having seen the overall situation in the group now, do you feel more confident of going through than you did at the start of the day?
Io devo rispondere in italiano o in inglese?
How is it possible? How
Do
is
I
better
need
for
to
you?
answer
You
in
reply,
Italian or in
because we
English?
have translation now.
Yeah, no, because I was speaking in Portuguese. I have some message saying, "Oh, don't talk in Portuguese" or something. You have no, you have no translate. No worries about.
No, we're not blocking you.
Listen, are you trying English? It's good to see you again. Good question.
Go in English.
I was explaining Portuguese, so people need to understand that the second time we are in the tournament is very hard, it's difficult. We've got a lot of young players. They're growing, they are playing a good level, but of course in the future they are going to play even in the high level, because I believe in it. They are good players. So we did maximum tonight. Italian is tough side. It's very difficult. A lot of players that a year ago, 2 years ago, was playing the final of Champions League. We are growing, but directly in your question, of course, your ambitions, you don't know. You are playing for 3 points. If you make 3 points, we have a little opportunity to go through. You'd never know. You have to play 2 games more. Of course, the opponent, they are strong side as well, but you have to try. The guys is ambitious as well. It was amazing to see a lot of people around supporting us about Albanian, and you believe in it. But of course, you understand that you have to grow, you have to play this kind of competition much more. Maybe in the future to dream to go in the final, I don't know. But I'm really proud about my players. They did really well. They left everything in the pitch. I don't know, maybe the second match, I will tell you, if you have opportunity now, I think it's a crucial game for us. Thank you.
Do we have any questions here from the press conference room? Let's try the gentleman in the front row here, and then we go there. And at this moment, I would like to also remind that there's a possibility to ask a question through the Interprefy platform. Please raise your hand online. If you hear me now in the virtual world, I'm following, but now we're going back to the live. Please.
Olá, Sylvinho, do Brasil e de Portugal. Ma vorrei parlare italiano un po'. A quale aspetto presterà più attenzione contro la Croazia?
What will you focus most on against Croatia?
Psicologico o tattico?
From a psychological perspective, or will it be more a tactical tweak? Given the fact that you
in questo momento più
lost
tattico.
tonight,
Io penso che la parte emotiva
at this moment it will come more down to tactics. I think the first 15, 20, 25 minutes, the emotional side of things was very tough. It's the second time, as I said, as the Albanian FA, as the national team. It's only the second time we've been in a Euro. It's not easy. The guys are very young. Unfortunately, the first 25 minutes were tough. And from an emotional perspective, it was very tough.
Io penso che la prossima gara è completamente diversa, nel senso è un'altra, abbiamo
I
visto
think the
già
next match is
un'altra nazionale, la Croazia è
in many
forte,
ways. We've already seen another national team. Croatia are very good, they're very technical side, they've got some top-class players. But I think the emotional side of things is actually less important at the moment. We've started the competition, now we need to prepare well. Once again, we need to prepare well tactically to give it a go, to try and get a good result. Thank you.
Yes, and let's try to finalize this press conference with a couple of more questions. The gentleman on the 5th row, he's raising his hand, please.
Hi, Sylvinho, in English, Tarek Pandra from the New York Times. You talked about the emotional effect on the players being in a competition for the second time, but also the noise in that stadium, all of that red shirt, the anthem, it was like a final for them. Emotionally, how can you get them to be calm and be ready for that? Because it will happen in the next game and the next game too, probably.
It's a great question. You understand. Listen, I told you before, once you are used to playing this kind of competition, easy. For example, that's my case. I'm used to play when I was football player, Champions League. I know what expecting to me in the night against, I don't know, Real Madrid, Milan, Juventus. But when we are not used to playing this kind of competition, you have no idea what you're expecting to play. Even people said, oh, it's a high level, high tournament, it's unbelievable, everything is the high level, but you have no idea, you didn't play that kind of competition. Thank you very much for the question. So even the second in the third one will not be easy for us, but I think it's my point of view that I understand the football. So it's the first one is a very hard, very difficult. Once you did the first match, so for me now the players just block it. There is no problem with the emotions anymore. But I'm not talking about the big problem. I think it's normal. It's the first 10, 15 minutes, it was crazy, it's difficult for us. It happened. It's happened. We are in the competition for the second time. I'm really proud about the players, about even the fans. We've got a lot of players supporting us in the red in the stadium. It was amazing. Someone told me 2-3 days ago, said, no, you're going to be amazing in the stadium. I believe, but personally, when I saw it, was amazing, beautiful. Thank you.
Do we have any questions here from press conference? You decided to ask this one, yes, please.
Sylvinho, Fernando Calais, da Reuters. Vou perguntar em inglês, você pode responder em italiano, que você é mais cômodo. About what you just said about the emotions of the players, so how did you see your changing room, your locker room after the game? How do you see the players, how they are, after like a heartbreaking loss with the full stadium? So after all these emotions, how do you saw them after the game? Thanks.
Noi abbiamo preparato una gara per rimanere fino alla fine.
We prepared the game to try and stay in the match right until the end. They were very good, our opponents. We needed to compete and battle and do everything in our power to try and stay in the game. If we won, even better. But if you don't win, you need to avoid losing. You try and get a draw, and you try and do your best. But it's by no means easy to actually convey that message to a player. They need to try. But come the end of the game, just as I am disappointed, so too are them. Because no one goes out there to lose a match. But I was proud to represent Albania, to go out there and to actually look at the staff and the players and who've been staying there for 10 days, stay in the game, and perhaps we had an opportunity to draw the match in the final minute or even win the game. And you can actually convince the players that that was the right route forward. As I've said, I didn't see the game because I was working on our match. I had all of the pre-match meetings. But I've seen other teams in this tournament, if you come up against a team like this, if you try and go toe-to-toe with them, they'll score 5 or 6 past you in the space of 45 minutes.
And I'm looking now in our platform.